Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of News Dose, where I give you the latest news in the game industry. And we got to see The Last of Us Part 2 this week, which of course is looking fantastic, but it made headlines today for something besides what they showed at State of Play. Also, virtual reality just made a big advancement that may get you a little bit excited. So we're going to discuss that as well, and Xbox announced a lot of Xbox Game Pass games today. But first things first, because yes, The Last of Us Part 2 again made headlines today when it was revealed that it will not have multiplayer this time around, or at least at launch. I know this seems to have very mixed reactions where some people don't really care and all they want is the single player component, while others who really enjoyed the first game's competitive multiplayer component is very upset about the dismissal of once again not being able to play the multiplayer mode, which I believe went by the name of Faction. I know at the time of the original release of The Last of Us, the multiplayer game mode Faction was viewed as unique and different, but I'm not really sure how many people actually played it. And the thing is, games today really do seem to focus on only one or the other, multiplayer or single player, so this kind of continues that trend. Gears 5, I believe, is one of the only games that has been able to successfully do both single player and multiplayer at the same time for a very long time, which again is one of the reasons I think it's one of the best games of this generation. Nonetheless, there still is some hope that there will possibly be a multiplayer mode for The Last of Us after release, because a job listing was posted by Naughty Dog for a multiplayer gameplay programmer for none other than The Last of Us team. There of course isn't an official announcement whether this is the case or if they're working on a competitive mode like Faction, but it is a good sign that maybe Faction will return sometime after The Last of Us Part 2 launches, so don't give up hope just yet. In other news, Oculus revealed some new technology where it actually allows you to track your hands without a controller. This is a major step forward in the VR space where it becomes even more realistic and immersive. The fact that it now needs nothing at all, there's no controller or gloves, that's very impressive. We certainly seem to be headed for the future here, but there of course still is a problem with not using a controller, which is how exactly will you move? I think getting both movement and having no controller at the same time will be a huge hurdle to overcome for virtual reality, and I know they have those little treadmill things that you can use where you can go in all directions, but that makes VR even more inaccessible than it already is. Nonetheless, using VR without a controller can work in some games still. VR Boxing comes to mind, which is a great workout game by the way, but in theory you would be able to play something like that without a controller. Either way, this is all sounding really good on paper, and it is coming in 2020. And speaking of Oculus, they also revealed Oculus Link, which allows you to plug your Oculus Quest to your PC and play high-end VR games. That's actually a very big deal too. See, Oculus Quest can actually be played without connecting to your PC at all, but because of this, before it was unable to play high-end VR games that could be played on Oculus Rift. I know this is all very confusing for people who don't have an Oculus, but basically they have a line of Oculus products that do different things, and now with Oculus Link you can essentially bridge the gap by plugging Quest into your PC. Anyways, there was some Xbox news as well. Not only did they reveal Xbox games with Gold today, but they also revealed a lot of Xbox Game Pass games coming to the service. So let's start with games with Gold, which will be getting Timbo the Badass Elephant, which is oddly made by the Pokemon developer Game Freak. It's always kind of odd seeing them on other consoles besides Nintendo, but this game actually has been out for quite a while now. Also, you will be getting Disney's Bolt, Friday the 13th, which may be a fun game to play on for Halloween, and lastly, the big one, Ninja Gaiden 3. It's not the best month ever for games with Gold, but I think Timbo and Ninja Gaiden 3 is a welcome addition. Moving on to the more exciting announcement though, which is a ton of games got announced for Xbox Game Pass. There was a showcase for ID at Xbox, and they revealed 16 different games coming to Xbox Game Pass, which includes games such as Talos Principle, Yooka-Laylee, Dead by Daylight, and Escapist 2. Seriously though, Xbox Game Pass is amazing, and well, so is Talos Principle for that matter, so if you haven't played that game yet, and you like puzzles, or games like Portal, do yourself a favor and go play that game. I also really liked Yooka-Laylee, and I know some people had complaints about that game, but honestly, I really liked it, and if you like 3D platformers, that's another fun one. And of course, the sequel to Yooka-Laylee is coming out next month as well. And then there's a bunch of games that got announced for Xbox Game Pass that I actually don't know what it is, such as Munchkin, State of Mind, Genesis Noir, and Demon's Tilt, and honestly, that is one of the things I love about Xbox Game Pass so much, which is that I get to try so many games out that I likely wouldn't have done otherwise. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but let me know in the comments below what you think, and don't forget to hit that bell notification and subscribe button. Peace out.